Hey, what's good, everybody? Hope you are all well. Hope you've enjoyed this holiday season. If you don't celebrate it, at least hopefully you enjoyed spending time with your family because I know work gives days off, right? Regardless. So I hope you've enjoyed that time. Also, I wanted to offer some free readings in the spirit of Christmas. This would be readings without any oracle cards, no tarot cards, no nothing, just from what I see and just a little background on that. Sometimes they'll show me your star people origins, right? Past lives, if you have some kind of entity attached, right? But it's always something that at that point matters, right? It may just be one quick boom, or just a loved one that wants to come through to connect with you, right? So sometimes it just depends, right? Sometimes it takes a couple days, sometimes I see it pretty quickly, right? Like on the spot. So it's all about whoever's trying to connect with you or that, right? So yeah, and I think all I really require is just leave me a comment, even on this video, or if I post another one, I'll repeat this message. Maybe I'll do 10 or so, during the month of December, maybe more, right? We'll see how many I'm guided to do, right? But we'll start off with maybe 10 people I interact with. You have to leave a comment, right? So if it's someone I know, like, don't contact me directly if you're not leaving me a comment here, right? Obviously, right? For the video. Um, and yeah, that's it, right? I think that's what I want to offer in the spirit of the holidays and all that, right? So if you want a reading first, just comment and then from there I'll let you know, to email me or whatever, and then yeah, I mean, I don't really need any information, right? Obviously, we'll see where it goes from there, right? So on that note, I'm gonna do a reading with the cards, right? And let's see what comes through, right? I'll start off with the angel deck. Usually I have everything already spread out, but I was like, let me say this message first. So I'll start off with the angel deck, right? This is what I've been using lately, and I've been really connecting with this deck. So I'll do this one first. Let's see if there's any message that wants to come through. This here. Get some room on the table, even though the cards always end up flying out. And oh, yeah. Damn, well, this, I guess they heard me and they're like, we'll throw it on the table just for you. Five of Pentacles. The four-bearing god, number seven. So I like that already. I don't know how to pronounce that, but hopefully that's how it is. Oh, that's interesting. I don't know how I feel about that, right? Because, you see the hooved feet. Patience reveals secrets of nature. Secrets of nature. Ah, okay, that's why. Oh, oh, wow. Sagittarius season, right? I don't know if this is my first reading of Sagittarius season, but yeah, it makes me think of like Sagittarius, right? I know also Five of Pentacles, so I know that's Earth, right? But that's funny. Patience reveals secrets of nature, spreads knowledge and industry. Okay. So there's that Sagittarian energy maybe right now during Sagittarius season. And I like how it has that, like, right? This angel is like in prayer. Maybe it's a time for you to be giving thanks, right? Be grateful, right? And Thanksgiving just passed literally, right? So maybe that being thankful and having patience reveals secrets of nature, spreads knowledge and industry. So maybe it's a time to learn, right? To brush up on, and I like how the wing is pointed up, right? It's like, right? Maybe it's telling somebody, hey, it's not a time to be thinking with your private parts, right? Look at how the wings are covering the private parts. I'm sure they did it just to not be exposing anything on the card, but there's this energy about it, about like, hey, and even how the hands are over its heart. Maybe it's a time to think with your heart, right? And in that aspect, right? Not saying to be celibate or nothing. I'm just saying it's saying don't think with your, for the women, your, the private parts, and the men the same, right? I was gonna say a word, but I was like, whatever. Let me keep it clean, right? Let me keep it PG-13. So yeah. So that's pretty interesting, right? So maybe it is a time, not even of reflection, just gratitude, right? Just being, like being present, right? Being present. It's interesting, and I like that you know because I hadn't seen that card yet. Oof. With the let me see. So Queen of Swords, huh? God, the hope of all the earth. Wow, that sounds powerful. Look at it, it's like a fiery sword, right? Ritual and ceremony can acquire all the treasures of heaven and earth. Wow, that's deep. Ha Amaya. And I like how the wings, you know, because if she's turned around, it's her right wing and it's pointed like to the right. Maybe you're on the right path, right? 38. I don't know if that's significant. It adds up to 11, but wow, that's beautiful. See, so like I said with the other one, grateful, be in a time of ceremony, right? I see the sword's down and not up to swing at anybody, but it's ready, right? It's someone, right? I don't know, the word pious popped into my head, which is just someone that's I don't think it's like religious, right? It's just someone that's in touch, like see, devout. Yeah. So someone that's devout to what they believe in, right? So if it's obviously for me, I always think my indigenous ways or native ways, right? So I always think of that. Yeah, let me show because that one popped up and a few other ones fell out, but I don't want to force anything. Let me see any other message from the angels, and then I'll move on to another deck. Okay. Oh wow, this one that came out before. I think in the all signs reading, the Hermit. See, everything has to do with like I don't know. It's a time of right? Like it's a time of that, right? Rituals, patience. Now this one came out 70, another seven, right? Seven. World Word of God creating all, right? With the sickle, right? But the sickle's pointed down too, right? And then time, right? Maybe that. What are you doing with your time? Are you being constructive with your time? And obviously, the hermit is about going into hermit mode, right? Alchemy and transformation rules, natural events, right? There's another one, right? Rules, natural events, reveal secrets of nature, rules, natural events, right? Helps with spiritual progress, right? And I don't know what that means, but it almost looks like a checkerboard, right? Or chess, right? Like a chessboard. Checkers or chess, whatever. That's pretty deep, huh? I like it. Okay, so that's from the angels, right? So maybe that's dealing with the spiritual stuff, right? So we could ask about, maybe you're more interested in a little bit of the world stuff right now, right? People want to know about money and this and that, but that one's if you're interested in what's going on with the spirit world, right? And what I guess their advice is and what they're telling you, right? At the time, right? And I'm definitely get out to nature, right? If that's what you're feeling, get out to nature. Like the other day I was driving, well, once, yeah, I seen a raccoon. I mentioned that in a video. But then again, I think yesterday morning maybe, I was driving and again I seen like this. Now I know, right? Because I was like, I didn't even know raccoons just run around in this area like that, right? But that's the thing, they run around in the middle of the night, right? When no one's watching, right? There's the little raccoons. And then, they just look like huge cats. Oh, shoot. That's so funny that this card jumped out. Two of Swords. Betrayal, completion, darkest hours, internal suffering, painful ending, numb. So, like I said, the human stuff. Maybe you just got out of a betrayal, but notice it says completion, right? So, in your darkest hours, wow, the fact that there's death, right? I always think of like death and rebirth, right? sitting with yourself, right? So maybe that's why the angels are saying all that. Maybe that's what they saw, right? That all this time of reflection was triggered by, some kind of betrayal, right? That's how it goes sometimes. Oh wow, look at that. Like they say, the sun is the happiest deck in the whole. Maybe now is the time. Who knows? Maybe will it last until Leo season, or maybe it was a Leo that caused this. Who knows, right? Or maybe you're a Leo, but the sun, right? The happiest thing. Look at all. It's almost like all these things swirling on the inside, right? Like leading towards something, right? Everything just flowing, like all the ideas and everything. Look at lit. That's so funny that they put lit. Lit, happiness, success, high vibration, leader, truth, self love, inspiration, creativity. I just released like why they should have been released today, but maybe they'll be released by tomorrow. Or I mean, I uploaded them to YouTube anyways. I worked on these two songs, right? And I had done one a few weeks ago, right? A single, and then I did two more singles. But just even that, right? There was um there was one song I was working on, and I was like, you know, I almost gave up at one point because I was like, man, it's just I think I'm just gonna have to hire some live musicians to do all that, right? But I was like, you know what? I pulled out my piano. I ended up playing all this piano on it, and it went and it sounded perfect. And I was like, wow. And overcoming that, like, geez, I can't even explain, right? So this is like I feel like this right now with the sun, right? But obviously, if you're going through a dark time and all that, um, you know, and that's literally what the song's about. That's so funny, right? And this is the thing. Sometimes things happen to me before they'll happen to a collective energy, right? It's like when I talked about the pandemic, right? I went through my pandemic in 2019. So in 2020, when the pandemic hit, I wasn't losing my mind. So when I spoke to people, I always try to calm people down, like, hey, it's okay, everything's gonna be fine, whatever, right? Cause that, right? So sometimes it's like that, right? Like even though like when I see stuff, like, but also like I don't get a free pass. Like the spirit world will make me go through things, and then like when they start happening to people in a year or in a couple months, then I'm like, oh wow. So they made me go through that on purpose. So then I was gonna connect with these people and be able to offer some comfort. Like, oh, okay, I got what you're going through, kind of stuff, right? So all that to say, I know that's a lot, but maybe there's a time, right? Right now, maybe you're still in that dark moment, right? And it's asking you to be patient, do a little self reflection, and the answers are always like, I told someone recently, right? Um, and I told them like, obviously the cards are a good tool to help, right? But always go in within, right? Like you can find the answers within yourself, obviously, right? So you can always find the answers within yourself, right? Wow, Ten of Wands. Again, Sagittarius, right? We're in the Sagittarius season. Stress, hard work, effort, sacrifice, burdens over it, walking away, willpower, right? So maybe you just came out of that, right? It's like that. Like you just went through that, right? Like you put all this in, and it's like you left everything burning behind you, not because you left it, but because it was just like maybe that you put in all this time into hard work and all this and that, and then sometimes you can, right? Like sometimes things just don't work out, but yet they do, right? It's like there's a higher perspective that we just don't see in these human bodies, right? You got to step outside of yourself, which is why I always connect with the hawk, right? Like there's sometimes where I'm missing it, and then a hawk will come at me screeching, and boom, it's like I step out of my body and I'm able to see the big picture. That's why too they're always there, right? Available, spirit animals, if you need to connect with something like that. But sometimes we don't see, like, we don't understand why didn't that work out. I gave it my all this hard work. I put everything into this and it just didn't work out. And it wasn't meant to how you thought. It worked out in a different way because there was still things you learned from that situation, right? Valuable life lessons. And you needed that in order for your soul to grow, right? Not just you as a person, even though, yeah, since we are talking about humanly things right now in this situation, but you know, sometimes that's what it is, right? So that's kind of the energy. I'm sure Ten of Wands probably means something else to somebody else, or the way different people read it. But see, it's like walking away, willpower, right? It takes willpower sometimes to understand when a situation has burned to the ground, right? Basically, like that's it. And maybe you don't get it, like so much hard work, so much this and that, but like that for some reason right now, this one's almost giving me like almost like a tower type energy, right? But and see right now, I don't know how, but to me it looked more like someone walking away from the fire, right? So I don't know if the creator of that meant for it like if it was wow, and look at this. Queen of Pentacles, right? Almost like someone walked out of the fire and they have these beautiful flowers, right? Maybe everything got, but they're like, hey, I'm keeping these beautiful flowers, you know? And in this case, yeah, it does almost look like someone that was shedding tears and Capricorn energy. Luxurious, realistic, grounded, resourceful, motherly. See, it might be realistic to be like, you know what? That ran its course, right? That ran its course, right? But resourceful, right? Meaning being able to bounce back, right? And motherly, it can be mothering yourself, right? Like self love. That came out in the other, I believe, with the angels, right? Self love. So, I mean, I could say what advice, right? But I think the angel deck already talked about patience and all this and that. So let me see then. I'll just say, yeah. Any advice, right? For this upcoming December, anything they see, or the spirit world sees, the creator sees that they feel you need to know, right? It's kind of lighting up. So there it is again then. Hierophant. Number 5, Taurus energy. Education, religion, spiritual guidance, tradition, marriage, teacher, advice, right? Earth energy, right? Number 5. 5 is the number of change, right? That's my number. I love 5, right? It's very significant all the time. I don't know if you guys see that, but sometimes these cards start moving to me, right? To me, it looked like, I don't know if it's a he or she, to be honest, but this person looked like they opened their eyes right now, and I was like, oh. So I don't know if it's just me that sees those kind of things, right? But it was like that's all this life. I'm not gonna get too deep into it, but really, right? It is like in the big scheme of things, it's an illusion of our creation, right? So I'm able to see past those things sometimes, but it just sometimes it catches me by surprise, right? But let me see. I'll pull a secret. But yeah, Hierophant, right? Obviously, it said I guess it tripped me out because of what it did, but yeah. So education, right? Maybe it's a time to learn, right? Not just like go within like in hermit mode, but also to learn, right? It's a time to learn, not just like reflect but learn, right? Not just sit with yourself but actually learn. That's why I think it was like when the eyes I seen it open, I felt like that was like the light bulb going off, right? Like that's it, right? So it's very this man. Oh shoot, man, I'm like all like I don't know, I feel like energized right now for some reason. So who knows, maybe whoever's listening to this right now, maybe you feel excited about hearing this message, right? Like maybe it's kind of the guidance you wanted to hear, right? But this was a very clear message. I think all the ones like first I was doing messages that they had to do with love and this and that and yeah, this one just wow, ancient oak strength, right? So I love it always number 2. There's always that message of strength, right? And I like how the whole universe, right? Almost like if there's this tree floating in the middle of the universe, right? And look at all the butterflies. I literally put a butterfly on the cover of my of the new song I released, which maybe I'll put a link to it below if anybody wants to check it out. And then There was the other song, right? But I'll talk about that on another video. There's so many things in there. I almost saw like a mask, like one of those. It's like a tree that represents like all this knowledge, all these things of life, right? With everything, the transformation, the shadow phases, the cosmos, everything. Almost showing like how strong someone is, like how strong you are to go through life, right? Like that's what they say, right? That this is one of the hardest places to come to, right? Earth. Something about Earth, right? These the lessons we learn here. It's a very, I've had visions of these other places, right? And everything just looks so beautiful and green and this and that. And the beings have such high vibrations. It's, even the animals, right? They're just so magical, mystical, and so just I don't know, there's some sort of strength going on there. What's on the door? Oh, the yin and yang symbol. I had never seen that. It's crazy. There's a crack in the door, right? And the sun's shining. Either it's shining on the door or it's shining through the door. But regardless, right? There's like so many lessons in this tree, right? So the tree, I feel it represents you and all the knowledge attained, right, in this thing called life. Um, do I want to do a Jade Oracle? I gotta read it. Okay, I'll do one, then I'll end it. I think that's it, right? Maybe the raccoon means I look it up because I was in the raccoon, so maybe that means this microphone, right? Last time it was off the whole video, and then I didn't catch it till after, but or most of the video. Maybe I'll plug in the other. There's another plug that I think my mic is on now. Okay, so this is gonna be the last card. I'm gonna pull the Jade Oracle, and I gotta get going with my day. Yeah, I mean the message has been very clear. I really like this message. It's been very clear today. You know, all about that, right? My head's lighting up right now too. Like not even lighting, it's just like very tapped in right now, very connected, right? Oof. Damn, even that I haven't had to struggle for like wow, I've never gotten this card before. Man, they really made me work for that one, but oh, I haven't got this card before. Copali. Oh yeah, I have. What in the world? Why does it look so different? See, wow, everything's looking like things are either looking different or something, right? Because even some other card, I was like, I see it differently now. Perspective. See, maybe perspective's important to see like that. Like things don't happen to you, they happen for you, all this stuff, right? So what a beautiful card. I don't know why, the parrot, right? It reminds me of the parrot feathers or maybe the quetzal bird, right? Copal. So let me read it. I don't know why it feels like it looks like they're holding a knife and it's like a sacrifice of something or putting an end to something, but it's almost someone that looks sad, right? To put an end to something, right? But you know, don't be sad to let go of the past if you need to move forward, right? Just the other day, I think it was on Thanksgiving, right? Was it yesterday? I smelled this thing and it was this old radio, right? And it burned. It burned. That's it. It's done. And to me, it was like, oh wow, like that's it. And that's life sometimes, right? Like there's no. Sometimes things run their course and that's it, right? Just like the Ten of Wands. That's funny that came on the fire, right? Where's my glasses? I ain't even gonna try to read this right now. Oh, I'm not in the mood to stress out my eyes. Well, oh, here they are. Okay. I'm gonna say forget it. And then what? There with that. Thank you all, to anyone that's watched this far, right? So, Copal. Oh, not that long. Copal, the sacred resin from the copalcuahuitl tree, Bursera bipinata, I guess that's the scientific name, was used in religious rites and healing rituals. When copal burns, magnificent clouds of fragrant white smoke billow up to the sky. The white smoke is sometimes called the White Lady. The smoke itself is considered evidence of dialogue between the earth and the heavens. The column of smoke is transformed into the axis of center of the world, representing the turning of the universe and all beings. When you choose Copal, you are asked to make an offering. The deities are ready to hear you and communicate with you. Wow. So I don't think I had pulled this card. There must be another card that looks similar to it because I don't remember reading this. If I had, then I just don't remember, right? But wow. So they're ready to hear you, right? Maybe you felt like you haven't been like now I want to see because I'm like I don't remember reading that. There has to be something that either looks similar or something because yeah. But anyways, um yeah, wow. So it must be okay, let me because I don't want to be distracted. But yeah, I don't remember ever pulling that card. But yeah, it's saying, right? So all that thing about patience, reflection, the Hierophant, Hermit, all these things about learning and it's saying make an offering, right? Make an offering and ask. And right now is a good time, right? For the universe, the creator, right? Your ancestors to for you to tap in with them, right? And I was thinking I should pull another card, but I think that's it. That's good. I'll leave it at that. But yeah, so I mean, the whole message was really clear today, right? There was really no confusion. Um, like I said in the beginning, I already left the message in the beginning. So yeah, if I think I will make another reading. So during December, maybe I'll do an all signs December. So it'll be a little more specific. But yeah, on that note, I'll leave it there. And yeah, hopefully if it resonates, yeah, don't forget, drop a comment, drop a like. So others could see it, right? The algorithm, and maybe it'll resonate with them. There'll be a message that they need to hear. So on that note, thank you, and yeah, have a good one. Peace.